So today I want to talk to you about the subject of just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should do it. You know, all of us have been in situations before, really challenging situations where we just really didn't know what we should do, and that's okay. And then there's other times where we had options of what we could do, and just because we could do something, we decided to do it. Maybe the reason why you could do it is because legally you could do it, or you were in a situation where you knew that you could do it and you probably wouldn't get caught at doing it. So you decided to do it anyway, right? So today we're going to talk about one simple rule that can change everything, whether you know what you should do in the situation, or if you're deciding, am I doing this just because I can do it, or am I doing it because it's the best thing to do? For example, I had a young lady call me around the holiday season saying, "Okay, I'm in a really challenging situation right now because legally I have an agreement with my ex where the kids rotate between holiday seasons between my home and their dad's home. And right now, it's just been thrown off a little bit because I gave in to family coming in one weekend and it got shifted around a little bit. But during that shift, the kids wind up spending Thanksgiving with their dad. They're spending this weekend with their dad. And he also wants them to come next weekend, which is Christmas. And she said, legally, in our agreement, the kids are supposed to be with me for Christmas, even though the visitation got shifted around a little bit. She said, I have an appointment with my lawyer to see what I can legally do about this. But I just stopped and thought, okay, instead of seeing what I can legally do about this, because the lawyer can only tell me what I should do about this legally or what I have the rights to do legally, I'd rather call you because, yes, he can tell me what I can do legally, but I trust your sound wisdom and your judgment to help me discover what it is that I should do just because it's the right thing to do in this situation. So, of course, we delve a little bit deeper into the situation, and it helped her realize that it really wasn't about what is legally right to do, but what was best for the kids and the family in this situation. So she applied this rule to her situation, and it overrode what she could legally do and put her in a position to do what was the right thing to do, but not just because she could do it, but because it was the right thing to do. You can apply this rule to many different situations. Again, whether it's just a challenging situation where you don't know what to do, or whether you're really saying, okay, just because I can do it doesn't mean that I should do it. And one situation that some of you may be facing right now is just because you can leave doesn't mean that you should, right? I know that it's very painful when someone cheats on you or betrays your trust. I know that it's also very painful when someone proves to you that they aren't the person you believe that they would be. And in some cases, they prove that they are the person that you secretly believe that they were. But that still doesn't mean that you have to leave or dissolve the relationship that you have just because you have a way out now. I know that most of us set boundaries and expectations in our head where we'll never be cheated on or we'll never be betrayed in any way. And if that does happen, we would just leave the situation or we would leave the marriage or we would dissolve the business relationship or we would just react or respond in a way that would really show that we're not to be played with, we're not to be betrayed, we're not to be mishandled in any type of way. And I agree that you should set healthy boundaries and expectations in your relationship of what you would and what you wouldn't tolerate in those relationships. But here's the thing, every situation is different, and you never know how you're going to respond until the situation actually happens. And when that situation does happen, you have to ask yourself, given these specific circumstances, what am making it mean and how should I move forward from here? These are all things that you have to ask yourself before you make that final decision of how you're going to respond to this situation. Okay, another scenario I want to offer is just because you have an opportunity to get what you want, even if it hurts someone else, doesn't mean that you should do it. Now, this can be relationships, business, or any other opportunity could fall under this category. Just because you can steal a contract from someone, or just because you have inside information that could help you, just because you feel hurt, or just because someone did something to you, or just because no one will ever find out doesn't mean that you should do it. I know that life can put you in some really tough and challenging spots. And sometimes you don't really know what the best thing to do is in those situations. But I really want to simplify this for you. I know this may sound a little corny for some of you, and for some of you, you may think this is oversimplifying it, but it really isn't. But if you really try to apply the golden rule to every situation in your life, it really will change things. And that golden rule is do unto others as you will have them do unto you. And sometimes your heart and your mind doesn't want to hear that. So you have to take it a little step farther. And you have to say to yourself, in this situation, I'm going to treat others with the same concern and kindness I would want to be shown to my kids or my grandkids if they were in a similar situation. When you apply this rule to your challenging situations, you will be surprised at the way that you see and respond to complicated situations going forward. So I say to you, just because you can do it doesn't mean that you should do it. Hopefully, one day this will help you guys make some really tough decisions during your challenging times. This is Tori Bryant, your transformation simplificator, helping you simplify the way that you see and respond to complicated times. Talk with you soon.